All right, so I have a kitchen scale here. You don't have to have one. You could just measure it out in a cup. I actually find the kitchen scale easier. So I highly recommend investing in one. Super easy to use. On the back of this Pampered Chef, when there's a switch for grams or pounds, I prefer grams because a lot of recipes are in grams. It's also more exact, but I'm gonna show you how to do it easily. So I zero out my scale, and I like to use these 4 cups Pyrex bowls because then I just put this loosely and let it sit in a warm spot on my counter. So I'm gonna put my clean Pyrex bowl. You're supposed to clean things out. That's why I was laughing, because I haven't switched jars in a couple weeks. Okay, my bowl weighs 499 grams, but I'm gonna zero it out. And then I'm gonna take all of this starter left in here and I'm gonna dump it into this bowl. And this starter is active. They'll talk about discard, which just means basically it's not active, it's kind of watery. And when you're making your starter from scratch, you also throw away some of it. And so there's other recipes you can make out of the discard. I'm lazy, like I said, I don't know tons about this. I use active and discard for like baking recipes. Most of the times mine is active. Okay, so I have 69 grams of starter. If I wanted to, I could feed it with less. I could do like 20 grams of water and 20 grams of flour. But a general rule, if you have 69 grams of starter, you want to do 69 grams of water and 69 grams of flour. So you're going to you can double this every 12 hours, which is why it can get out of hand, which is why you keep it in the fridge so you only feed it a little bit. But if I wanted to just keep it active and I wasn't going to bake for a while, I could just feed it a tablespoon of each, and I have done that. But I'm going to go ahead and feed it the full amount. So that's my toddler in the background. Okay, so I'm going to tear this out. I'll just switch to 70. And I'm going to add my water until it reaches 70 grams. So pour slowly. Sometimes I go over 70. And if you do, it's not the end of the world. Look I nailed it. But like, let's say you did, you just stick a spoon in there and dump it out. Okay, so I'm at 71, big deal. Okay, so zero that out again. See how easy this is? And I feel like I just don't dirty as much stuff, I don't know. Another 70 of flour. Okay, need more. All right. Maya's painting bottles there, but this is what you get in our house. Okay. 68. Okay, so 70, 71. Okay, so now I don't need the scale, I'm done. Move it out of the way. And I'm just gonna mix this up with this kitchen scraper, and it's just gonna mix into like this slurry of a dough. I'm mixing it up. And if anybody's local here to me, if you know me personally, you can have some of my starter. I'm happy to share. I find if they say it's better to have an active starter than when you're starting on your own if you can't get it to be active, but I've given some away and some people have had trouble maintaining it. So there's sites to troubleshoot. Okay, so I'm scraping all this off because I want to keep as much of it as possible. I don't know if it's because I use whole grains, like sometimes flour is picky, but I don't have to be exact. And then I'm just going to put the lid on like this and set it on my counter, and we'll come back in about 12 hours and I'll show you what it looks like. So here is the starter, and it is 8:40 p.m. And you can see on top it's got lots of bubbles. It's very healthy, it's very active. It's been about 12 hours, and this is when you want to bake with it, because as it starts to fall, it's going to fall now, is when it won't make as good of food. And so then you kind of want to use discard recipes. Since I'm going to bake some more bread tomorrow, I'm just going to add maybe, but I don't want to double it because this is a 4-cup bowl and it's already half full. So it looks like there's 2 cups of starter in there, but really there's a lot of air in it. So if it's stirred down, it's probably only about 1 cup. But I don't need that much for what I want to do with it tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just feed it maybe a couple tablespoons of water, a couple tablespoons of flour, just to keep it going so I can do something with it in the morning.